Hello, hello, hello. Um, this is a supplementary video. Uh, I painted a scenario on the DXY with in the first video made today, and this is going to be another scenario which may play out because we are in the corrective phase, and in the corrective phase, we tend to see the complex formation of an ABC. Now, the scenario we are looking at is these, or the scenario I painted in the morning, this being an A, that this had completed a B wave correction to the upside, and that we are seeing a C wave unfolding, and that we're going to go further to complete at least an 100 extension or 161.8, extension to the downside before we see more upside. That is a scenario. Which is also, of course, bearish on the dollar. But another scenario is that we may still have one more leg to the upside, which may break this top. And we must entertain that. We cannot, but entertain that. In case price wants to finish up here, this may be a B, and that has ended, and this will go to the downside. But price has a knack of completing, or mirroring, structures. For instance, like if you look at what happened here, where we saw a move to the upside here, and this move to the downside, price tend to form a zigzag here for this. And what we are looking at, we are seeing a move, this move to the upside. And this could be a complete A, this B wave, on the long run, on the higher time frame, this B wave can become an A wave. And what we are seeing inside here, just like what we noticed here, we noticed something here when we had this A, we now saw the B wave in the middle before the C wave, which gave an extended flat, okay? An A and a C wave here, which completed this as an extended flat. So the B wave in the middle gave us an A, B, and a C before we had this. So this is that is one. In case it's not a one, so it could be an A in the middle here of a B. So if I want to come again, this may be an A wave. We know it's a C wave because if we're going to have more leg to the upside, to have this leg A and a C to the upside before we come down, then we are going to now see this as an A of that B wave in the middle. So in case we're going to have this forming as a B wave, the triad here could be a B wave. That's what I'm talking about now. So if this is an A, so the triad to the upside may be a B wave, where we see this as a B and a C. So in this format of an A, B, C to the downside becomes a B to A here, and we have one more leg to the upside, which may break the top as a C wave, then before we now fall. So that's another scenario that may play out. But we must now begin to see at what level would that scenario not be in play? At what level will this just continue to go to the downside and break to the downside without actually giving us another structure to the upside or another way to the upside? So is it that we continue to go down, or we have that wave to the upside that will break the top here again before we come down? So in case that, I'm just saying that it's going to be an explosive wave because it's going to be impulsive. It's going to be a C wave. It's going to be impulsive to the upside. Then we now begin to go down, come down again. So it's more or less like wasting more time before the dollars eventually sink, before we now see another rise in the dollar. So now, for every A, we must have a B, then we must have a C, and a B in the middle being a complex, more of a complex correction. It's always like that. It's always like that. So if this is an A or B, and this is a B or B, then of course, this going down as a C of B then we are going to see the first wave, the second wave, and this may be the third wave. So we should be expecting a wave 4 to the upside, which might give a correction that is similar to this around this area, a much wave to the upside. Then we may see one more leg without breaking a particular level, and it will turn up as a sharp wave, a single sharp wave to the upside before we fall. Now, let me bring my drawing for you to see what I'm trying to say. Now, this is the scenario I'm trying to paint here. What we had expected, if it's going to work like that, this is an A in the blue, B in the blue, and a C here in the blue, which may extend beyond 100 or not. Now, another scenario is that this B wave here that we saw here, we could now potentially see another correction in the middle to make this B wave an A, and what we are seeing here, a triad of A, B, C as a B, which is the usual of what we see with B wave as an A, B, C, like here, like an A, B, C of B here. This is an A wave, then A, B, C of B here, before we see now this B wave. Now, so the same thing here, if this is an A, now for the B part, this becomes an A of B, B of B, and a C of B will go down as a 5-wave structure. We should not come to this point of an extension of 161.8 before we see a reaction. So a break below here now erodes the possibility of we seeing an extension to the upside as a C, which means that price will just continue to go and hit this point. So we must know that. So again, we must also see the way and manner this one is going to give a 4th wave to end around this area as a 5th wave. If we see a price action in this area, then we're going to go up sharply. And it must turn sharply, as a single wave to the upside before we fall again. So why do I have to probably say this? Because we know these, at the end of the day, may be equal to this leg going up before we now fall to have this to the downside. Now, if that is going to play out between this A wave in the green, the A wave in the green, and what we have seen so far to the correction to the upside, it has formed like a reaction at about 90 here, which technically will make this a regular flat to the downside. If it's going to give us a regular flat to the downside, then we should expect that price will react around this area of 100 extension to the downside as to complete B to move to the upside. That's the one scenario of trying to take the level or the area or draw out or map out the zone of reaction. So seeing that this A in the green and the height of correction here is at 90, we may now see that this may go and pull down towards this area as a regular flat before we turn up. Now, another thing is that let's forget that this is a new wave now. We are going to look at where exactly this is going to be if we try to look for like 100 extension here. For instance, if you take this from the top of that A here in the green to this green here of the A of a B, because we want to map out what A between, we want to use A in the green and B in the green to get the C in the green to the downside. So because the retracement actually to the upside is like, okay, let me show you. It's a scenario that may play out. It may strongly play out. And that's why I'm taking my time to teach this. When we add this move to the downside, so what retracement is this to the upside? Between that first move of the phase A of B in the green So that's about 88. So that is what is within the ambience of a regular flat. So if it's going to be in the ambience of the regular flat, then we are looking at a zigzag forming here. So, and the zigzag forming here to the upside here will give us an 100 just around this area before we break this blue line of A. And if you're going to grab the liquidity, it's going to probably react at about 127, which is around this area. Another place that we can see it reacting is 127. 161.8, of course, is an area that you don't want price, because price is going to pull beyond this area, and it will negate the price moving back to the upside. So if we see a completion of 5 waves before this red line, then and a break of structure to the upside after the 4th wave that is going to give, then we should know that it's going to go up, as a C leg. That's what we should expect. So we are still expecting that correction. The correction is going to come anytime soon. That may go up, give the 4th wave from this golden yellow 4th wave, limit of 4th wave, the 5th wave to the downside without breaking this, and we might have a C. But once we take this to the downside, then it's eroding it. And of course, it also coincides with the cluster of support that we have here. It's like a 1, 2, 3. So if you look at it, if in case it played out like that, I'm getting a note ahead of anything can happen, but you must be open to that. So from A up here, so if we get that reaction, we might now see the upside movement as either a regular flat or a running flat. It may be anything. So we're going to follow it as it goes up. Now, that said, let's look at what we might likely get also on euro dollar, because it's a similar scenario on euro dollar as well. On euro dollar, so we see these as A of B, a B of B, and a C. If it's going to play like that, the correction here, from here down here, is also something at about zigzag move. It's a zigzag move, I think 76. It's a zigzag move. 76, yes. So to the upside, because we want to finish a C of B, if you're going to get that, also we are looking at from here to the A of B, back to the B of B low here. And so we are seeing the reaction that will occur at 127 or 123 also, which coincide with this resistance here. So these areas are strong areas that we may have reaction to complete this wave in 5 waves as a 1, A, B, C, of 2. Then we might now be seeing the 4th wave any moment from now. Probably we may just get around this area, break it or not. We may be seeing the 4th wave. And when you see a correction of 4th wave, then another to the upside, you might want to actually get out if you get a reaction. So you might want to get out, except if the price will break this area. So we might want to get out, take it out, and look for a sell, because the sell may go down to break this low here and low here again. And thereafter, without breaking this point, thereafter, price is going to fly up as a sharp wave. So this also coincides with the resistance, with the support here. So we can see this support here and this resistance here may form a fulcrum later for price to be engaged, as we continue to measure this. So what we want to see now is a correction of the 4th wave. So once we get a correction of the 4th wave, then the last wave of 5, then we should be looking for a sell setup, except there's a break of this area to the upside. So Now we are looking at seeing reaction on euro dollar between 1.14300 and 1.1500. So that's where we are looking at the reactions. I think that's what I want to say. So let's look at the two scenario playing out. Bye.